Well, welcome to everyone. Thanks for being here. Absolutely a wonderful, wonderful occasion. And I want to make sure that behind me we have Mayor Tom Koch that's here. Of course, the Congressman, I'll introduce him in a moment. Mayor Tom Koch, and then Nina Liang, Quincy City Council President. Nina, thank you. And Taki Chan, State Representative, and also a representative on College Courses, Inc. With the college, so thank him for that. City Councilor Dave McCarthy as well, Ward 1 Councilor and Finance Chair of the City Council. So thank you very, very much for all your service. So again, thank you to all of you, and the Mayor's office is here, the staff here, thank you for coming over. And Quincy College staff, the wonderful Quincy College staff, thank you for your constant support, everything that you do. Right now, though, it is my honor to introduce Congressman Stephen Lynch, who has long been an advocate and consistent champion of education. Congressman Lynch more than simply understands our purpose here in Quincy College, our mission, that we embrace academic achievement and foster diversity. We promote community involvement and provide economic opportunity for so many. So I want to thank him for being here, and we also understand that it's not just Quincy for the Congressman. He also has Boston and the South Shore as well. So it is certainly reassuring to know that we have such a strong educational advocate in Washington for all that we accomplish here in Quincy College, and certainly in the city of Quincy as well. So again, it's my honor to introduce Congressman Stephen Lynch. Thank you.
Thank you for your kind introduction, Mr. President, and I want to thank my colleagues. For someone like me, where I spend sometimes 4 or 5 days in Washington, I rely so heavily on the people behind me, especially on Mayor Koch, but also Council President Nina Liang, and also Taki Chan and Dave McCarthy. I mean, you've got a great team here in the city of Quincy. I should also mention Speaker Mariano and the entire Senator Keenan as well, the entire delegation. It really is a great city, state, and federal partnership. I'm just happy to be here to be able to announce and to congratulate Quincy College on receiving $10.7 million in the American Rescue Plan educational grant. The way this has been structured is different than the CARES Act. If people remember the initial CARES Act, which came out about 6-7 months ago, it was really geared towards dealing with the health impacts of the pandemic. So what they called it in Washington was staying alive money. So we wanted to make sure our hospitals and our first responders, community health centers like Mannett, were equipped to deal with the medical implications of the pandemic itself. And Quincy did marvelously in that regard, especially with the work of Cynthia Sierra and Mannett Community Health Center. This round of funding is really discretionary. So it is really at the discretion of the mayor and the council as to what needs that they have identified within the city of Quincy that need to be addressed. When you think about it from our standpoint in Washington, we were looking across 50 states, right? Thousands of towns and hundreds of cities, and each one was in a different place. Some of the communities in the Deep South are still struggling with elevated COVID levels, and so they may have to still again put money towards public health infrastructure. But we wanted to give that decision, give that discretion to the mayors and city councils all across America. And I know from my work with Mayor Tom Koch and the way he has helped run this city, that the money given, this $10.7 million to Quincy College, will be spent wisely. I know that, that with the help and guidance of the City Council, that these resources will be used to the greatest extent to help the students here and the institution itself. The way this works is about 50% of that 10.7 million is geared towards students, because students have really, my own daughter's in college right now, and so you see how their experience has been disrupted. In many cases, especially for seniors who are, graduating right now, their senior year was greatly disrupted. In some cases, students dropped out and are now trying to re-engage. Well, half of the money here will be geared directly towards the students. And also, we've had a series of bills that have granted loan forgiveness to students, right? And so normally loan forgiveness, when the lending authority says to a student, we're going to forgive that loan, that's a taxable event. So if you tell a student that they don't have to pay off $10,000, they still, by that action, that is taxable. That's $10,000 in taxes on that student. But wisely, in our bill, in the American Rescue Plan Act, we put a proviso in there so that any relief given to a student from December 2020 until December 31st, 2026 is tax exempt. So there'll be no taxation on those students for receiving the benefit of that loan forgiveness, trying to help those students out. So and then the remainder of the money is for Quincy College, because we know that they had to soldier through this pandemic, and also to look at what the mayor really and the city council really think is needed. And I know there are, look, I try to stay in my own lane, so I bring the money to Quincy and then I step back and I let the discretion go. But I have heard ideas that have been talked about buying a new building for Quincy College. And that's tremendously exciting. So while that is not in my purview, I just know the facts here. 47% of the students at Quincy College are people of color. And when we talk about equity, and that's part of this funding is really to address inequities, right? And the impact that it's had on various parts of our community. When you think about the population here that is being served at Quincy College, there would be a certain appropriateness to ideas like that if it were in the council's and the mayor's inclination to do something like that. So, but again, I trust the good judgment of our city leaders here in Quincy. I am enormously proud to represent the city of Quincy in the United States Congress. It's a blessing. We're having redistricting right now, and I'm fighting very, very, very hard to make sure. They tell me I need to pick up 318 people in my district to be up to the federal standards. So I think we can find 318 people in Quincy to push me over the top. But it's great to be here, especially on a day like this where we have some good news. The weather's beautiful. It seems like the wind is finally at our back with this pandemic and with this the largesse through the American Rescue Plan Act. Good things are directly ahead. So with that, I guess I would like to yield to my dear friend and partner in government, Mayor Tom Coton.
Thank you, Congressman. It's good to be with Representative Chan, Madam President, and Councilor McCarthy here. But I got to tell you how fortunate I am to be able to work with an incredible public servant in Steve Lynch. And, he mentioned that the CARES Act last year, I mean, there was no playbook for what happened last year. And fortunately, we're looking and as the congressman mentioned, we're going the right direction. Now it's a look back, but there was no playbook for that. So we were all really making decisions daily, and the good congressman was on the phone with me several times a week, checking in, how can he be helpful? I was calling him and suggesting maybe a little money here, a little money there. The point is, he's been a true champion for his district, particularly of Quincy. He's been a true partner in all we do. Just a few weeks ago, he was in the council chambers of the old town hall, bringing $46 million to the city in federal money. It's remarkable, the work he does. I'm proud to call him a friend, and I appreciate Congressman. This is a great couple of weeks for Quincy College. What a terrific program we had just at the stadium last week with seeing the graduates, a tremendous speaker. Congratulations to President Christopher, the Board of Governors, the staff, outstanding work. And I often say, as chairman of the school committee, one of my favorite nights of the year is high school graduation, is seeing those kids move on through all the work of the community, getting to where they are. And it's no different with Quincy College. So there's many more from beyond Quincy. Your whole district is covered, Congressman. But it's so great to see their face, their emotions in achieving that degree and how important it is to them. There used to be a bumper sticker that used to be around years ago. If you think education is expensive, try ignorance. I don't know if you remember that one. But having said that, Quincy College is a inexpensive, efficient way for our people to get that education. It serves a unique population, not only in Quincy, but certainly in parts of Boston and the South Shore. We're almost 65 years old. I know it started as a grade 13 and 14 and has developed into a first-class college. We've gone through some ups and downs, but I am proud that the city continues to be attached to Quincy College. And I'd like to just add, I know the Congressman was alluding that the decisions are local, and I'm thankful for that. We talked about that over the years. Try not to put too many purse strings attached to it. And the guidelines continue to evolve from the Department of Treasury on these items. But we are going to continue to move forward, and I'm going to be asking the Board of Governors of the college, and do we have any current board members with us? I know we have some former board members, but thank you to the Board of Governors. I'm going to be asking them to put a portion of this federal money aside, to couple that with a portion of the $46 million that the Congressman announced a few weeks back, to actually purchase the Monroe building, the building across the street, to secure that site. We've got a lot of work to do, a lot of planning to do, but if we lose that site, we're going to be in trouble. And I think that site is too important for economic development right around the Quincy Center Station, educational purposes, tourism purposes. That master plan with the Quincy Center Station, hopefully within a year or so, we can come back after a lot of community discussion, a lot of community feedback, with a solid plan going forward. So the plan is to use a portion of the money for the college, a portion of the money that was dedicated to the city side to secure that site, and then we'll continue the discussions, the planning, and hopefully secure a final home, permanent home for Quincy College. Because I've said it. And I know I've said it publicly before, but to secure the college's future, it needs to have its own home. We can't continue to be nomads leasing in different parts of the city. 100,000 square feet right on the Quincy Center Station makes absolutely perfect sense. So with that, again, I applaud the Congressman for his work. I thank the President for his leadership here at the college. I appreciate all the dedication that's in this room. You've seen the college having some challenges, and you've stuck with it. You've hung in there, and you put all of your passion into what you do each and every day. So I thank you for that. Next up, I'd like to call up the City Council President, Nina Liang, who also is a great partner in government. We don't always agree on everything, but that's okay. She's done a remarkable job leading that body. It's not an easy thing to do to lead the City Council. They're all independent personalities and voices, so it's a bit of a challenge, but she does it with class, she does it with dignity, and I know she recognizes the future of Quincy College as well. So with that, Council President, Madam President.
Thank you so much, Mayor, and thank you everyone for being here today. I'm really excited to bring the greetings of the City Council. Of course, my colleague here, Dave McCarthy, Ward 1 City Councilor. You know, all of us have talked a lot in the last year about the importance of Quincy College. More recently, in our Finance Committee chaired by my colleague here, Councilor McCarthy. And it's not just the importance of this institution for our community here in Quincy, but also for a number of communities across this Commonwealth. And not unlike a lot of institutions and businesses, this college was impacted just as much by the pandemic. And I look out and I see all of the staff here and think about how much they had to pivot and how quickly they had to pivot in order to continue serving the students here. And ultimately, that's what we're all here for today, is the students. And I want to share a little story with you about one student in particular that went to school here. So she's my dearest friend, my closest friend, I think, in the whole world. And we met in high school. We went our separate ways when we went to college. And unfortunately, along the way, not unlike a lot of folks, unfortunately came across some circumstances that made it really difficult for her to finish her degree. So fast forward years later, she was a mom of 2 kids under the age of 3, working full time. She went back to school and she got her degree right here at Quincy College. She was able to move on to a different career where now she's able to support her whole family, and she's actually now applying for another program in school to continue her studies in social justice, which is her passion. So she's one of many, many stories, right, that go through these doors and are able to move forward with something that they're passionate about in life because of the services that you provide here. And it's with that lens that Congressman Lynch comes with this priority to say we need to prioritize the financial stability of this school. And that's why I'm so grateful to you and to, you're over here, and to your commitment, not only to, again, the financial stability of the school, but really to increase enrollment to ensure that we can continue to reach folks like my friend and other members of the community, again, not just here, but across the Commonwealth. So this $10 million is going to make a huge impact for the staff members. Again, thank you to all of you, whether you're pivoting in a pandemic or pivoting because you're serving a number of residents across this community. I thank all of you, and I'm really looking forward on behalf of the council to continue working with you, Congressman, Mayor, Representative Chan, and of course, Dr. D. So thank you all so much. I appreciate it.
Counselor, did you want to say something?
Thank you, Mr. President. First of all, I'd like to thank the congressman and the mayor. They do have a tremendous working relationship, which is wonderful. As everyone knows, you build rapports over the years and relationships, and that's what makes everything go around. Quincy College has been around for a long time. It happens to sit in Ward 1, and has been near and dear to my heart, as I've been involved in it a lot. My years on the school committee, under the superintendent of schools, Dr. DeCristofaro, back in the day, and I was on the Board of Governors for a couple of years here, and I could see the diversity and the equality and the rapports and relationships that are being built every day here. And it's the poster child for that type of environment, and it's right here in Quincy. And to have its own home, as the mayor said, it's just so important to have a destination, to have a place where kids, adults, moms and dads can come and get an education. Would be wonderful. So I want to thank the congressman again for being here today, and the mayor, President Liang, and State Rep Taki Chan. As the mayor says, we have spirited debates on the council, especially in the finance committee. I don't know why that happens, but it's all good. And it's all good because Quincy's very active and Quincy's on the move. Everyone who comes through here, Senator Markey was here a month or so ago, and right away, Quincy is a city on the move. So with that, I want to thank the staff, President DeCristofaro, for doing their job. It's just a tremendous step in the right direction. So thank you very much.
I got nothing more to add. That's kind of the problem with these kind of situations. Well, I mean, you got a congressman here. What am I doing here? It's pretty much reiterating what everyone said about this. There's a value in having a community college, a 2-year degree college, a vocational job-seeking college in a center of a major city in Massachusetts. You're going to find many of these left at all in the state. And I do know there's a lot of controversy at the local level among residents as well as on the city council. I do read the Patriot Ledger, guys, and about different visions for the college. But it's not from a lack of caring about the people that need to use the college and the students they attend. It's about, obviously direction to make it work for all of us. And, thanks to the Congressman's efforts on this funding of this school and actually many schools around the Commonwealth at this point that have suffered enormously from the pandemic. As, people don't know, I actually monitored the entire state economy, pandemic related, through my chairmanship. It's crucial to continue a major economic mover in the Commonwealth. Education is number 2 or 3 of our state economy, of which Quincy College is part of. And having federal assistance is crucial for us to move through a pandemic recovery. Absolutely crucial. And it's great to have this educational steward, a foundation of our city, to receive this funding and move our economy post the pandemic. So, like I said, I don't have much more to say than anybody else, but it's great work. Thank you very much, Congressman, for remembering about these small but very important parts of our community that makes our whole community better.
Okay, everyone okay? On behalf really of our Board of Governors, I want to say how grateful we are for everything that's done. The focus on our college, we know the focus is about our students, and we know it's about making sure they have an incredibly bright future. From Quincy, yes, from the South Shore, from Boston, we're here to serve, and I think, to our staff, thank you so very, very much for everything you did during COVID, but you do every single day. You're actually the best, and I appreciate everything that you do. But I want to just make sure that the Congressman understands how important this is, and the mayor as well, to all of us, and to so many families that really need support. So we can be here today and we can do this, and this is great, but the difference it's going to make in the future is just astronomical. It's just unbelievable. Sometimes you can't measure certain things, but I'll tell you, you walk into the Welcome Center at Quincy College, you begin to know how important you are. So I want to thank you all, but again, we can only thank so many people that work so hard for us that are here today. So with that, I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. Thank you. Are there any questions at all? Scott, sorry.
Good, Scott.
This is for the mayor, but are you going to fund the full $23 million ask?
No, the ask before the city council included other costs. We'll be using the straight $15 million for the total acquisition with the federal money, and then we'll spend some time revisiting the issue, addressing some of the questions, some of the concerns that some of the councils raised and some folks from the public raised. I think the important piece for me is to secure that building, that location, because it's a hot spot, and I can tell you that there's going to be a lot of movement in downtown the coming months. There's a lot of outside investment seeing the value here, so the concern was losing that location for whatever we end up doing. Obviously, people know that I'm interested in the college, but this could be another commercial entity here, with the college or without the college. We'll be master planning the whole site around this Quincy Center Station. This is the future, and the decisions we make will be for 50 to 100 years.
Are you also going to buy that parking lot as well?
That's part of the deal, yes. Anybody else?
We also have, just a follow-up on what the mayor's talking about, we also have a transportation bill that, because this is centered around Quincy Station and there's a transit element to this, there are some other possibilities going forward in the big transportation bill that we're going to mark up, not next week, but the week after. So we're paying keen attention to the development of the Red Line and some of the ancillary developments that are transit related as well.
Keep it coming, Congressman.
No, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank
All
you.
right, thanks, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.